Hi everyone and welcome to Stamp with Angela. I'm Angela Palmer and welcome to Stamp with Angela. I'm Angela Palmer and I'm looking forward to sharing with you today. I enjoy my stamping, crafting, card making, paper crafting, and I enjoy being able to come to you and share and inspire you with new ideas and tips and things to help you with your card making and crafting as well. So thank you for joining me today, whether you're joining me live, watching the recording, or watching this on YouTube later. So I hope it gives you some ideas with your crafting as well. If you are watching this on YouTube, then if you enjoyed the video, please like it and subscribe to my channel, and then you'll be kept up to date with other videos as well. Otherwise, join me on Facebook Live each Thursday afternoon New Zealand time at 1:30, and I like to share new ideas and cards and things with you. If you've got any questions, please feel free to comment or ask questions as we're going, and if I don't get to answer them during the live, then I will do my best to answer any questions later. So I hope you find today's video inspiring and you get some new ideas. So today I'm focusing on the new in colours. So when our catalogue, new annual catalogue came out in May, along with that came 5 new in colours. And I'm going to show you what those colours are today and some of the different features that you can get in those colours, and going to share a monochromatic card. So each card is focusing on one of the in colours. So I hope you enjoy what I'm going to share with you today. So let's turn this camera around and we will get started. All right, so this here is some of the monochromatic cards. So each is in one of the 5 in colours. So we've got boho blue, moody mauve, wild wheat, pebbled path, and copper clay. So some lovely colours there. They're more a deeper sort of neutrally kind of colours compared to the bright colours of the in colours before, but they're very nice. So I've got some cardstock here so you can see, you know, what the colours are like. So again, moody mauve, wild wheat, pebbled path, boho blue, and copper clay. So in previous lives, you've probably, and maybe on my Facebook and things, I've used mauve, moody mauve, and the boho blue quite a lot. Blue's my favourite colour. Looks really nice with the mauve and things as well. I admit I wasn't quite sure about wild wheat initially, but actually it goes quite nicely with this. And these are quite stunning colours as well. The copper clay and then the pebbled path. So you can get cardstock in one pack with one whole colour, or you can get a mix pack and then you get 4 sheets of it, each colour, which is quite cool. So these are the in colours that are part of this annual catalogue, which came out in May. Excuse me. All right, so with the in colours, there's a whole lot of products that you can get. So of course there's the ink pads that go with those. So I'll just move these out the way and we will get started soon. So there's the the 5 ink pads. You get ink pads. You can get coordinating the same colour with the markers. We have the ribbon. Of course, there's an ink refill in each colour as well. There's the cardstock, which I showed you. There is some specialty paper. I think it's called luster paper. It's got a nice sort of shimmer to it. I don't know if you can see that very well in the video. So it's actually a 12 by 12. I've cut it down in half, but it's got a nice kind of shimmer to it. And they're in each of the in colours as well. And there is some designer series paper. So this is in 6 by 6 again in each of the colours. Now I've used quite a bit of the striped pattern, which is striped on one side and dots on the other, and the other design, which is this and the hearts. I've got some of that left. And then of course embellishments. We love our embellishments. So we've got these sparkly gems as well. I can't remember exactly what they're called. So yeah, in all 5 colours. What have I used it? Oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got all 5 there as well. So a range of products in the in colours. All right. I think that's all that I'm going to show. All right. So let's do some crafting. Okay, so we're going to use the copper clay for today's card. So you will see that these designs are basically all the same, but I've chosen a different colour for each. And I've focused on just one colour. So you'll see I've used the DSP, the cardstock, the inks, and I've used some of the embellishments and then the ribbon as well. So I started an In Colour Club, which is basically a selection of those things, and each month you get one particular colour, and I send a card with that as well in their colour for that month. So these were the cards that I sent for the In Colour for those who took part in the first month in June. Now, if you really like these in colours and you're thinking about, oh, I'd like to get them, I am looking at starting a second group, starting in July, so you'd kind of be a month behind, but that's okay, to get the colours as well, because when I was sort of away when I was promoting this, so maybe you missed out. So if you think you're interested in the in colours, I'll talk a bit more about it at the end, but that might be a great way of increasing or adding to your crafting supply and getting all the in colours. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do our stamping first, and then we'll put our card together. Okay, so I'm going to use the Cheerful Daisy stamp set, and there is a die set that goes with that too, and I'm just using the dies to cut out the flower. And I'm also using for my sentiment the thanks from this Bigger Swish. It's quite cool. You can do a combination of the two different fonts or the same font, and this I just wanted thanks. And then another die set that I've been using quite a bit recently is the decal die. So that's how I've cut out the two layers there. I don't know if you can see, and it's just got a nice sort of edge on it. And I've also embossed this as well. So we're going to use the embossing folder that has appears in the new annual catalogue. And I'm just trying to remember what it is called. I'll have a quick look. It is the Exposed Brick 3D embossing folder. But there's a range of cool embossing folders on page 168 and 169. All right, so like I said, let's do our stamping first. So we'll do that. So I'm going to bring in my piercing mat, because that just makes it nice to stamp on because of the photopolymer doesn't have that kind of sponginess in it. Okay, so we're going to stamp our flower first. Now with the flower, there's a couple ways you can do it. There is like a solid one, and there's an outline one. We're actually just going to use this and then the center. Sometimes I will use the outline one. And you might remember I've seen this card before. So here you can see the outline stamp, which is a Moody Mauve, and then the Bubble Bath is the inside one, so that's using the two colors. And if you look at the card design, it's kind of exactly the same in the sense of the middle piece with the decal dies, but just this is stamp background, this is embossed, different colors, this has got two layers, but the same basic design, but it looks quite different, you know, with different colors and things. So you can use an idea and then, you know, change it up a bit. Okay, so I'm going to stamp my flower first here. And now it looks quite dark, but it does actually lighten a bit as it dries, so don't panic. And then I'm going to do this in the center. And you'll see inside my card, I've also done that. So while we're here, let's stamp another one. And then that will be to go inside. There we go. So this is copper clay that I'm using. Okay, we'll pop that aside. And then the other thing I need to stamp is my greeting. So I'm using the thanks. So this is just a 2 centimeter wide piece. And I'm going to stamp that. Lovely. And I don't know if you can tell, I've just angled the sides. So we'll do that. Sometimes you can die cut, but sometimes a little bit of snipping is quite good. So with my stamps, often I do this off camera, but just to let you know how I clean them, I've got my stamping scrub here, which is one of the first things I got when I started with Stampin' Up! To clean my stamps. It's got 2 mats. So this one here, I've just added a little bit of blue paper so you can see that it's blue for washing. And I spray in my stamping mist and I clean my stamp on that side, and then the sun on this side dries it. Then I'm ready to go if I'm changing color or putting them away or whatever. And then obviously after a while this builds up with lots of ink and things. So I just take it out, take it to the sink, run warm water to it, and you can see all the colour dripping out of it. And then let it dry, and then I put it back in and use it again. All right, so we've done our stamping. So we've got our card base and my piece of DSP, which is a 6x6 cut down. So 10 centimeters by 14.3, and that will just be adhered on. Then I've cut a smaller die and I've embossed it with that exposed brick embossing folder, which I know is probably hard to see on video, but it just gives it a bit of texture. I didn't really want to stamp the background because I felt it would be too busy. And then a slightly bigger rectangle deckled die, and then put those together. So I'm going to glue these together, and then we'll do our ribbon. So that to that, and this to this, and we might as well put our inside piece too while we're there, since we're gluing down. That just gives it a little border, and this piece that we did earlier as well. So if you get my newsletter, this week I shared some tips about different adhesives and what they're for. My go-to ones are the glue. I like using the liquid glue like this because it's quick and easy. You can reposition it. I love my dimensionals. And the other thing I like is my tear and tape, which I don't have here right now. Now, before we adhere this, I'm going to put some tape on the back. Now, just for quick and ease, I've actually got my seal here, so I'm just going to use my seal. But I do find the tear and tape is a little bit more permanent and that kind of thing. Okay, so we're going to get a piece of ribbon and put it across, probably about sort of 2/3 of the way down. Use my ribbon scissors to cut off the end. Here we go. I can either no, I can't toe it. I can tie my bow on now. It's not really a bow, it's more of a knot, or I can do it later, either or. But I want to put dimensionals because if you can see, it's raised up. So let's put some dimensionals down, put them in the corner, and then just one in the middle to stop it sagging. And I don't know if you find, but these little bits tend to cling to stuff, and then you find them in another room of the house. Okay, even though you try and put them in the rubbish. Okay, so putting that on like so. I do need to die cut this. So I'm going to bring up my little mini machine. Whoops, knocking my glue over. And this is the die. So with my plates, I'm going to put that down. This one is going to be back a little bit, so I'll go through with more ease. This is going to go on top. So I just need to move it around till it lines up. And I've got, whoops, keep it there, is good. I've got a piece of repositioning tape to kind of hold it in position as it goes through, but I'm happy with that. So we just want this plate slightly further back, so when it goes through, it's not too tight, kind of can squeeze in and move, and hold it and wind through. So if you've got something small to die cut, this little machine is great. Obviously for the embossing folder, I did need to use my standard sized machine. Okay, so we've die cut that. So we're going to sort of put that in the corner. I've raised it up. Our thanks, but our thanks is glued to there and then lifted up slightly there. And then we're going to add our embellishments. And then we're kind of done, really, quick and easy. I think the hardest part with making a card is coming up with a design. Once you know what you're doing, it's easy. So hopefully these Facebook Lives, my newsletters, my blog posts and things give you some ideas, because like I say, deciding is the hardest. And you might not have the ink colors, but you've got some other papers or colors, and you could try similar design. Now you may not have the deckled, oh, I forgot about ink on me there. You may not have the deckled dies. So, you know, if you've got ovals or something, you could do that. You could even just cut it and make it square or rectangle really, and do that kind of thing. Whoops, let's stick that down. Okay, then I'm going to find my lovely, what do you call these? Embellishments. And 3 is good. And sort of triangular shape. So I've got one of the large ones up here, and kind of a medium-sized one. Oops, that one stuck to my finger. We'll just take it over with that. So I'm using the take your pick tool here to lift these up. They do tend to slide a little bit. So I'm trying to get under it, then I can pick it up. And we'll do one here. Oh, and I need to do my bow. So I haven't cut it off because I just find it's a bit easier to have a longer piece to hold, and then I'll trim it once I've kind of folded it. So I can tie it and then I can just pull it, make it a bit smaller. I don't know which way it's going to go. Just so I'm a bit not wasting too much. And then trim. I like to trim at an angle. Hopefully it won't fray too much. We'll just tidy up that one, cut at an angle. Not so much of an angle. Let's angle it a bit more. So I do like to have a pair of scissors. Oops, not doing too well with my cutting, and now it's pointy. I do like to have a pair of scissors that I only use for ribbon. Then it makes it nice and easy to cut. Otherwise it can be, if you've used it with paper and things, it can get tricky to cut. All right, so there's my card. Now, something I didn't do on this, and I didn't do it with the ones I sent, so if you did receive one, but this is a thought I had. Wink of Stella. Have you seen it? Have you used it? So Wink of Stella is like a glitter pen. So I'm going to get a scrap piece of paper. Now this one is kind of coming to near the end, so I'm just going to squeeze it lightly, and because sometimes you can see it moving down and sometimes you get a blob, and the last thing I want is a blob on here. So I don't know if you can tell, but where that is, it's a bit sparkly. So I'm actually going to go over my flower. Can you see how it's darker? And just paint some of this on, and it will make it a little bit, what's the word, more sparkly. But the good thing is, because it's a glitter brush like this, it doesn't go everywhere. So, but it adds some sparkle. So I'm just going on each leaf. Certain lights, you definitely notice it more than others. Whether you want to go in the middle, you can decide or not. So it's made it a little bit darker. So where's my other one? But it will dry. And then when you hold it up, it may be hard to see on here, but yeah, I can definitely see a bit of a sparkle, so that's quite nice. So that is the Wink of Stella pen. So yeah, just be careful. So when you get it, it will come with a black piece here, and you need to remove that. So here is a new one. So that here is just for traveling purposes, so it doesn't leak. So you will open it up, take that out, get rid of it. And then when it's clicking together, now it can kind of open. I would suggest you store them upright, otherwise all the liquid is going to roll, go to the bottom. Sure, when you want to use it, but not for storing. So store it upright like that, and then when you want to use it, you will probably need to give it a gentle squeeze, and it will do a little blob, and then so you can kind of see some of the glittery there. Then start on your project, but the last thing you want is a blob on your project. So that's the Wink of Stella. Who uses Wink of Stella? Do you like using Wink of Stella? I think it's great. So it'll dry a little bit, but it's got a nice bit of sparkle to it now. So something I didn't think originally, but it adds a nice touch. Okay, so there's today's card. So this is in the Copper Clay, which is one of the ink colours, of the new in colours. Do you remember the other colours that I showed you earlier? Let's see if we can remember what they are. So this is what I just used, Copper Clay. Do you remember this one? One of my favourites. It is Boho Blue. Another one of my favourites, Moody Mauve. This one here, Wild Wheat. And lastly, Pebbled Path. So you can actually buy a pack of all 5 ink pads together, and it works out a little bit cheaper, so if you like all the ink colours. And when you get the markers too, they come in a pack of 5. Obviously I've taken a couple out, so you can get those together, and then you can get the cardstock in mixed packets as well. So do let me know if you like the idea of the in colours. So this is like what my in colour club included. The cardstock was half a pack of cardstock. Each month you get 1 ink pad, a fifth of a roll of ribbon, so it's 1.8 meters or something, an ink refill, some sheets of DSP, the gems, some of that nice shiny shimmery paper, the marker in your colour. So you get 1 colour. So it might be this month you get everything in, copper clay kind of thing. So it's a cool way of doing it. And it's $70 plus postage depending on where you are. So if you're interested in doing that, I will look at setting up a group too. Do let me know. And we are coming towards the end of the month. So the June promotions are coming to an end. So I know lots of you have made the most of that, but just a reminder, don't want you to miss out. If there are papers in the annual catalogue that you've been umming and ahhing about, make sure you get it this month because they're on special. If you have a look at, I'm quickly looking through my catalogue, from page 129 or 128 through here, not the in colour ones, but the main standard style ones are 15% off. So there's a particular paper you like, now's a great time to get those because the sale is only until tomorrow, Friday 30th of June. So you can order online or you can contact me and I can help you with your order. And lastly, the starter kit offer. So you can join up anytime and it costs $189. And you get to choose your starter kit of what you want. Value-wise, you get more at the moment. Usually you get $285 worth of product. Join until tomorrow, you get $333 worth of product. And you can choose what you want, and that's free shipping. And they give you some catalogs to get you started and things like that as well to help you off. So you can make it work how you like. You can just do it for yourself, have a few friends over, get the odd order, maybe do kits with them. And if you get orders, then that'll help pay for your things. Or you may want to go all out, do regular classes, make it more like what I do, Facebook Lives and things, but you definitely don't have to. You can do as much or as little as you like, as long as you make your quarters. Each 3 months you meet the minimums, which is around $560 of catalogue price. But then obviously you get a bit of a discount, and you can just do smaller amounts each month or one big order, and that could be a combination of your orders or other people's. So if you want to know more, feel free to ask me. No pressure if you decide not to. Appreciate you being customers as well. But if you do join up, it's not just the discount, it's just being part of a team. It's being able to connect with others, demonstrator events, connect online. I just got to meet up with a team member today that I hadn't met in person. We've emailed and messaged and Zoom called, and now we got to meet in person. She doesn't live in Auckland but was passing through, so that was really nice to meet up in person. So the friendships, lots of ideas for your crafting. It's just the whole community. There's lots of great things about joining up. So just a reminder, the designer series paper and the starter kit offers end tomorrow. So contact me or sign up and things. If you're interested in the in colours and being part of a second group of in colours, message me or comment below and I'll look into that. And yeah, just have fun with hopefully today's card and lots of new ideas. Why not give this particular layout a go with some colours that you've got? And this was today's card in the copper clay. So if you need any help with ordering or questions about crafting, please don't hesitate to get in contact with me. I'd love to help. I really enjoy what I do, and I enjoy being able to, share this with others. And it's just fun to be able to craft and then share what you make with others. So thank you for your time today, and I look forward to seeing you each Thursday. So enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.